It's a battle in Florida today. Both President Trump and former Vice President Biden will be in the Sunshine State. The president's going to hold a rally outside Raymond James Stadium around 1:30 this afternoon. Be thousands of people there. It'll be a big, exciting, enthusiastic turnout. Joe Biden is going to hold a socially distanced car drive-in rally of a handful of people. I wonder what it feels like for somebody like Barack Obama, or even Joe Biden for that matter, accustomed to speaking before big crowds. Wonder what it feels like to go talk to 11 people. Bill Bunkley isn't going to have that experience. Bill Bunkley is a tremendous broadcaster in Tampa Bay, proud to be his colleague here at Salem, Tampa. And he is going to deliver, as I understand it, the opening invocation, the prayer before the Trump rally. So let's welcome on our guest line, Mr. Bill. Whoops, got him on hold. So hang in there, push the right button, and we'll get him up. Here's Bill Bunkley on the Mike Gallagher Show. Bill, how the heck are you, sir?
Mr. Mike, it is good to see you. It's a great day to be in Florida, great day to be in Tampa, great day to be an American. Donald Trump, the phenom, is coming to Raymond James Stadium in just a couple of hours.
Wow, and you're going to be a big part of that. And Bill, it's no surprise to me. Afternoon listeners in the Tampa Bay area who listen to you on Faith Talk 570 and 910 a.m. and also 4 to 5 p.m. here on The Answer in Sarasota, Tampa. What a blessing and what an honor it must feel for you. And I know you've had a tough year like so many of us have had in 2020. It's got to be a big day for you to be standing there and praying for the country and praying for the president at Raymond James Stadium.
Well, we're actually here with Mrs. Bunkley and Zach. My family's here. We're actually seated about 3 seats away from the president at center stage. And, I want to tell you, we have certainly been supporting the Trump campaign just about every day for 2 weeks. We've had either members of the Trump family, the national spokespersons on. And so I'm so excited that as we've got 5 days left in the campaign, as the president is closing out this campaign with his closing speech, that he knows what Tampa's all about. He knows what Florida's all about. And I got to tell you, I'm proud to be an American. I was right down from here many years ago in the 60s when John F. Kennedy came to Tampa days before he was shot in Dallas. And my mom and dad took me to meet that president. This is just another legacy of presidential visits right here in Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area.
Bill, you know Florida politics. You know the lay of the land here in Florida like few others. The polls suggest that the president's going to have a very tough time pulling it out in Florida, that Republicans are struggling in Georgia, that Republicans aren't going to take Arizona. They're going to lose South Carolina. What's the Bill Bunkley reaction to all of the prognostications that suggest that Joe Biden is going to win in a landslide?
Well, let me tell you, this looks exactly like 2016, not only here in Florida, but in some of the other key states. And as I've been having the opportunity to have some of these internal conversations with the Trump campaign, I can tell you that right now the lead in Florida is much larger than what you see the lead on the board. And there's a lot of people that are right now, as they say, just coming out of the closet, and they are proclaiming their allegiance to Donald Trump. I think the polls are going to show it. And, of course, you know, if I'm right, I'm the hero. If I'm not, I'm the heel. But I think that Donald Trump is going to do very well. In fact, Mike, I am praying for wide numbers in a landslide so that the effects of mail-in voting and the lawsuits might be minimal if President Trump has the kind of margins I think he could have in some of these battleground states. It could sure cut the process just a little bit.
Bill Bunkley is joining us from Raymond James Stadium, where the president is going to hold a campaign rally in front of thousands and thousands of excited people. Bill, of course, heard afternoons on Faith Talk 570 and 910 a.m. And on The Answer here in the Tampa Bay area. Bill, there has been so much media bias and corruption. Some of the stuff I hear, it just makes your blood run cold. I wonder how the media is going to handle this economic news that was released this morning. The United States GDP grew on an annual rate 33.1% from July to September. The president keeps promising a huge economic rebound, an enormous economic recovery. We're seeing it. The GDP numbers released today confirm it. The media won't touch it. Do you think American voters, that's going to be as significant a factor as I believe it is?
Yes, I think it's going to be trickle down. I think it's going to be a day, maybe a day and a half before this really trickles down. I can tell you that this morning with some of my colleagues just absolutely saying, hey, did you hear the news? Did you hear the news? 33%. I'm blown away, Mike, because 2 months ago, the official forecast from the economists were looking at, I think, a -3 for this month and this number. So you go from -3 to 33. Hello, this president is already delivering in 20. A very wise voter.
And for the benefit of people who don't realize this, for perspective, for context, 33% is by far and away the largest it's ever been since they began keeping records in 1947. It's nearly twice the previous record surge of 16.7%, Bill, in the first quarter of 1950. You got to go back to This has doubled the record set in 1950, but this is what the president means by opening up the country. This is what the president means about returning to a sense of normalcy, having to managing the virus, learning how to live with the virus. I think Mark Meadows was right last week when he said, we're not going to control this. It's surging throughout the world. We have to be careful. We've got to be safe, but we can't hide in our basement for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, our audience needs to remember that, President. I don't know how many times I've talked to Mercedes Slap, and I tell you what, the idea that every time they come out with something that's the truth, we've got the press as well as social media doing their best to defeat Donald Trump. But I got a message for you. I'm a born-again Christian. I'm a Christ follower, and I'm going to tell you something. I believe right now that God's going to counteract all this negative lie for the American people that will get it, and Donald Trump needs to be returned.
Have a great time today, Bill. I'm glad you're there. I hope to join you shortly. I'll come over after the radio show. The great Bill Bunkley joining us, talking about his participation in the Trump rally this afternoon. Just an extraordinary day and an extraordinary week, a big year.